but as it prompts you to go forth, speak of your experience to others who crave the silence. I moved to Melbourne 2 years ago to study, and it is now one of my favorite cities in the world. As a lover of all things art and culture, the city of Melbourne is a joy to explore. Not only does it add spice to life, it also inspires creativity. One day, I was searching online for poems when I came across the Melbourne Spoken Word website. I decided to attend their next spoken word event. I came to the Dan O'Connell Hotel to watch the poets perform their poetry live.
It whispers to me like a soft breeze, curtains rising and falling,
pages long, the ink is thinning.
Our parents pulled themselves up.
I'm not that dog person.
My voice gets thinner and falls apart in my mouth when you want me to cut it up like that.
Leave! But mother knew better than the child who failed to see.
Use your words, poet. But how can I? How can I when you slide beside me and all you confide leaves me tongue-tied? Was this what you desired? To get me fired up and wired, I am tired.
After a delightful afternoon watching poets perform their pieces and chatting afterwards about their craft, I decided I wanted to find out more. So what exactly is spoken word?
Ultimate self-expression.
It's an art form.
It's about the voice.
Communication with a group of people.
Spoken word is the sharing of story.
Spoken word is storytelling.
Since visiting the Dan O'Connell Hotel, I attended other spoken word events around Melbourne.
Being terrified that if we didn't look good, we would not be accepted. What the fuck does it mean to look good?
There's a broken, patched-up man who uses one-liners like they're mortar.
Traditional conservative landscape for a traditional conservative play, which I love, because that's what other people love.
It's okay for me to be fearful of you, but I don't think I'm going insane.
Watch the grass do the Mexican wave. We watch swarms of insects sway as we lay beside the creek.
As I watched the poets perform, I wondered what it would feel like if I were on stage doing what they do. I decided to step out of my comfort zone by enlisting the help of the 2013 Victorian Poetry Slam winner, Abe Nook. With his knowledge and experience, I felt he could inspire me to write and perform my very first spoken word piece.
Learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust your imagination. Learn to trust your thoughts. Knowing what you want to say allows you to say it clearly because you're not afraid. What type of pieces would you like to develop?
I want to talk about, identity and figuring out who I am. What is it to be an African in Australia?
So basically, when you want to focus on the writing aspect, you want to think about your setup and what your punchline is. So pretty much the discrete and the revelation. Performance-wise, you want to think about how you can actually make the words feel present on the stage rather than just you speaking. It's your body doing all the movement. So you're not just standing still.
Okay.
Yeah. So at any point, you don't stop at all. You just get through it.
Okay. Look in the mirror. What do you see? Most importantly, who do you see? Do you see yourself through the colored lenses of the media? You're buried in a sea of lies that you drown in an ocean of self-hatred, swallowing up high doses of low self-worth. So, look in the mirror. Take a closer look.
Wow.
This is a personal form kind of thing. After the workshop with Abe, I felt empowered and had this renewed sense of purpose to perfect the poem I had begun to write. I wrote until I felt that the poem was complete and that there was nothing else to add. As the day to my performance drew nearer, I began to feel nervous and doubtful. So I decided to get some advice on how to deal with my fears.
I would definitely say to just use all that bravery and courage that you have and chuck it together and walk in and start going to open mic nights and actually exposing yourself to that, or YouTubing videos of spoken word artists around the world, and see what's your style, and then you'll find something that really clicks and you'll be like, oh, I really want to do that. And then one day you'll get up on an open mic night and you'll accomplish something and you'll feel like you can do anything after that, because it's a really empowering process.
My advice is, to just do it as soon as possible and not hesitate too much. And then the other thing is just to respect the community you're in. So that means like not just being interested in performing your own work, but listening to other poets and to respect the spaces you're in by projecting yourself as much as possible, not kind of underselling yourself.
After their advice, I felt more confident with my poem and spent time memorizing it. The big day arrived. I knew inside the Brunswick Hotel were Melbourne's finest poets, and I was about to step into their world.
Please make welcome for the first time at Passionate Tongues, Elizabeth. Please make her welcome.
Thank you very much. My first piece is called Black Earth. It's a poem about me just embracing who I am, being African and everything about that. Stop. Look in the mirror. What do you see? Most importantly, who do you see? Do you see yourself through the colored lenses of the media, the ones who have labeled you and boxed you into a corner? Or do you find yourself climbing a ginormous mountain trying to reach a standard of beauty that is unachievable? Does it rob you of your individuality and feed on your insecurity? What has been done to us by society? A society that felt the need to define us, not letting us discover who we are. They've taken it too far as they twist and distort the image of black that makes you question your very identity. Strip down that all you have left is an inferiority complex. Your mind is in distress. You're buried in a sea of lies that you drown in an ocean of self-hatred, swallowing up high doses of low self-worth. You're losing touch with the divine connection. So much that it creates a divide between you and your creator, believing their words instead of his, disregarding your image based on their footage. So take a closer look at the mirror. Why do you see sin in your dark skin that leads you to create a hypothesis to justify your ongoing metamorphosis? Those imperfections you think you see are just the creation of someone else's insecurities, so embrace those inner gifts and see them poured out for a greater cause. They say black absorbs heat. It absorbs things, let it absorb the hate and refine it to love. Let it absorb the coldness and spread your heart with warmth again. Let it absorb the wounds that have caused your heart and soul to bleed, leaving war scars. So be proud of the marks that stay, the marks that prove the fight of where you've been and what you've conquered. Why are you so fearful of being black? Don't you realize that black is more than just your genes dipped in melanin? Black has the ability to leave its mark. Yes, they try to wash the black out of their whites, but the stains of our resistance remain. See, what black is telling is a story of our history. Black is whispering of a proud ancestry of a people who rose, though beaten, never broke, but awoke to the realization that they will be silent no more. A people so resilient that the poison they drank became their medicine. Do you forget that your kinky curly hair are those of ancestors predicting that you will have the strength of steel, but still spring to life every time you are bent? Yet we let them appropriate our color, cashing in on our blackness, reaping the profits while we count our losses by sowing the bitter seeds of low self-esteem, while companies scheme and plot to convince us that there is nothing but darkness in our blackness. See, I've had enough. So I'll look in the mirror, I'll strip off the mask and see beautiful, ebony, strong as mahogany, no longer bound by chains of mental slavery. I'll be the generation that encourages a change in mentality. I'll think black, I'll think free. You carry the genes that flow in many black heroes, from Martin Luther King to Nelson Mandela to Ken Saro-Wiwa to Asetawa, and many black heroes that the world will never know. So think black, think strength, think black, think sons and daughters of the fertile black earth. Thank you.